George Floyd's daughter, Gianna, is seeing change.
Daddy changed the world.
Daddy changed the world.
Sitting on former NBA player Steven Jackson's shoulders, who's Floyd's best friend, the 6-year-old shares how proud she is of her dad's legacy.
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
What do I speak? What do speak? What do I say? Watch, read, watch, newsfeed, 24 hours a day, on my screen, on my phone, in my pocket, in my home. What do I see? See of violence. Violence screams back at me. Officer, no, don't do that. Please, I can't breathe. Why? Why? Why do I watching, reliving, clicking, scrolling, searching, meaning, watch a man? Why do I watch a man, a body, some body? He lies, life is on the ground, one of many gone. Why? How do I, media, social, frenzy, outpour, grieving, stories, countless stories, more, we're not standing for this anymore. Screens, blackout, solidarity. We take it to the streets, we make it count, we are heard, we are seen. Why do we still have to fight for this shit? How do I respond, share, express regret when I should have, when I could have, but I didn't because I wasn't sure, didn't know, was I allowed, could I just, would I be, how would you receive me? Would you listen, would you argue, placate, philosophize, all the while, avoid my eyes, avoid my truth, avoid my pain, use your words, diminish my rage? Yeah, but it's all right here. No, it's not. What is the cure? I wish I knew the answer, but it doesn't seem difficult. Stop your targeted stop and search policy. A black man is 40 times more likely to be stopped by the police in this country. Stop paying us 10% less than our white counterparts. Stop putting me in the angry black category. If I speak my mind, challenge your authority. And you know what? Just stop gaslighting me. This here is more than a moment. This is a movement for black people. We've been saying Black Lives Matter for time, but no one listens. Listen. Are you listening? Listen. Yeah, but it's all right here. No. Systemic racism is a generational curse, subtle but pervasive. It evades scrutiny, unable to claim, can't quite grasp, but it's there in plain sight in the shadows. Everyone blank, unaware. It's not there. It's there. And in some ways it's worse. Undercover racism really fucking hurts.
Lord Macaulay's address to the British Parliament on the 2nd of February 1835. I have travelled across the length and breadth of Africa, and I have not seen one person who is a beggar, who is a thief. Such wealth I have seen in this country, such high moral values. People of such calibre that I do not think we would ever conquer this country unless we break the very backbone of this nation, which is her spiritual and cultural heritage. And therefore I propose that we replace her old and ancient education systems, her culture. For if the Africans think that all that is foreign and English is good and greater than their own, they will lose their self-esteem, their native culture, and they will become what we want them, a truly dominated nation.
Freedom is a constant struggle, and this is my contribution to fighting for my brothers and sisters who are a part of the black community, me myself being a member of the black community. So here is shackles tied to the mind of a black man. They say a black man represents power, and I believe that's true. A black boy in white Britain trying to fill these shoes, a black boy in white Britain trying to power through the truth that Britain wasn't made for people like me and you. They built their empire with the mindset that the whites will succeed. So now I'm left wondering what that means for you and me. And when a black man joins a gang to make that extra P, he's attacked and questioned by the empire's police. So let me ask you, why does a black man reach for a knife? Why join a gang? Can't you think of a better life? But the reality is there is no better, because a black man's future is as unpredictable as the weather. A black man in Britain is a black mind trapped in prison, a powerful vision that is restricted by our brutal system. A black man may dream to live free, but shackles weigh heavy on a black man's feet. Growing up without a father is the life of young TJ, trying to make some money to make sure he doesn't eat later. His mother is a junkie and his father was a dealer. She fell in love with a man who would continuously beat her. It doesn't matter if TJ didn't choose his life. White Britain says he has no right to carry a knife. You keep on trapping TJ, White Britain's judges will give you life, regardless of the threat that has now been imposed on his life. Young TJ stays trapping to escape his pain, mental health kicking in, but he keeps moving, no pain, no gain. Young TJ goes to school and he gets in too many fights. In their head teacher's office, they're trying to ask him why. Young TJ said that he's a victim, and that was the honest truth. Another boy in his class went and spoke about his family, and TJ's mental health brought him back to his reality, that he doesn't have a stable home. He doesn't live a stable life. He keeps on praying often. TJ's hanging on to Jesus Christ. TJ is a trapper, but trapping isn't the bigger picture. TJ's inspired by many other public figures. He wants to be a doctor to save people like his mum, but mental health makes him question to grab onto his future or a gun. TJ needs a conversation, less of the diagnosis. He needs a father figure, a man that can truly coach him. Because TJ never had that. No wonder why he's trapping. He needs someone to talk to, someone that will clap for him, someone that says, "How was your day, kid?" instead of kicking down his door unexpected in the evening. The pounding of that door ticks frequently in TJ's mind. TJ smokes the product to try and pass the extra time. No weed in the world can cater to his pain. That knife that he used to protect himself is looking like the only way. It started with his wrist and it slipped down to his thighs. TJ can't stop cutting. Time looks slow in TJ's mind. All he needed was a mentor, someone to ease the pain. TJ was a young black man, now lying in a 6-foot grave. White Britain attends his funeral to tell his family, "I'm sorry for your loss." But how many TJs have to pay for the Britain's intensifying costs? White Britain, you have a responsibility to cater to our youth. White Britain, do better. TJ really needed you. White Britain, you did this, and so we put the blame on you.
Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. And before slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Freedom. Oh, freedom.
Harriet Tubman used wade in the water to tell slaves to get into the water to avoid being seen and make it through. This is an example of a map song where directions are coded into the lyrics. These are the lyrics to Wade in the Water.
Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. Gods are gonna trouble the water.
Who's that young girl dressed in red? Must be the children that Moses led. God's gonna trouble the water, so wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. Guys are gonna trouble the water.
Who are those children all dressed in blue? God's gonna trouble the water. Must be the ones that made it through. Who wade in the water? God's gonna trouble the water.
Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water, God's gonna trouble the water. Come on and wade in the water, you gotta wade. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Well, now you see those children all dressed up in white. God's gonna trouble the water. They must be the children of the Israelites. God's gonna trouble the water. Well, now you
go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land.
Land.
Let my people go.
Oppressed so hard they could not stand.
Let my people go.
So the Lord said, go down.
Go down.
Moses.
Moses.
Way down in Egypt land. Tell old Pharaohs to let my people go.
Let my people go.
So Moses went to Egypt land.
Let my people go.
He made old Pharaoh understand.
Angela Ike, a retired nurse and health visitor, will now read Mary Seacle's biography.
Mary Jane Grant, best known as Mary Seacole, was a pioneering nurse and heroine of the Crimean War. Born in Kingston, Jamaica in 1805 to a Scottish soldier and a Jamaican mother, Mary learned her nursing skills from her mother, who kept a boarding house full of invalid soldiers. Mary and her family had few civil rights, even though technically they were free. They could not vote, hold public office, or enter the professions. Mary married Edwin Seacole in 1836, but the marriage was cut short when her husband died in 1844. Before her marriage, she visited other parts of the Caribbean, including Haiti, Cuba, and the Bahamas, where she complemented her knowledge of traditional medicine with European medical ideas. She traveled again to England in 1854 and approached the War Office asking to be sent as a medical nurse to the Crimea, where the medical facilities for soldiers who were wounded were poor. And although she was refused, she funded her own trip to the Crimea, where she established a British hotel near Balaclava to provide a mess table and comfortable quarters for sick and recovery soldiers. She also visited the battlefield sometimes under fire to nurse the wounded and became known as Mother Sickle. Her reputation rivaled that of Florence Nightingale. She returned to England after the war, sick and destitute, and after the press highlighted her plight, in July 1857, a benefit festival which attracted thousands of people was organized to raise money for her. Sickle published her memoirs later that year, calling it The Wonderful Adventures of Mrs. Sickle in Many Lands. Mary passed away on the 14th of May, 1881.
There are ways to get there if you care enough for the living. Make a little space, make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. If you want to know why, there's a love that cannot lie. Love is strong, it only cares for joyful giving. If we try, we shall see. In this bliss we cannot feel. There are dreams, we stop existing and start